powerful motivational quotes to transform your life. Avoid these common mistakes holding you back. Piglet noticed that even though he had a very small heart, it could hold a rather large amount of gratitude. Rivers know this. There is no hurry. We shall get there someday. There is no way to peace. Peace is the way. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. Folks are usually about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Whatever you are, be a good one. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any other one thing. I am not bound to win. I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to the light I have. Be a positive energy trampoline. Absorb what you need and rebound more back. It's hard to lead a cavalry charge if you think you look funny on a horse. Be truthful. Nature only sides with truth. Time brings all things to pass. Please all, and you will please none. Gratitude is the sign of noble souls. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Peace is costly, but it is worth the expense. The true success is the person who invented himself. Our capacity to draw happiness from aesthetic objects or material goods, in fact, seems critically dependent on our first satisfying a more important range of emotional or psychological needs. Among them, the need for understanding, for love, expression, and respect. To be content means that you realize you contain what you seek. Be happy with what you have. Be excited about what you want. You cannot judge what should bring others joy, and others cannot judge what should bring you joy. Wouldn't it be powerful if you fell in love with yourself so deeply that you would do just about anything if you knew it would make you happy? This is precisely how much life loves you and wants you to nurture yourself. The deeper you love yourself, the more the universe will affirm your worth. Then you can enjoy a lifelong love affair that brings you the richest fulfillment from inside out. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. To know oneself, one should assert oneself. Peace is the only battle worth waging. Man is the only creature that refuses to be what he is. In our daily lives, we must see that it is not happiness that makes us grateful, but the gratefulness that makes us happy. Creativity is intelligence, having fun. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Try not to become a man of success, but rather become a man of value. We cannot solve problems with the kind of thinking we employed when we came up with them. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. We have to do the best we are capable of. This is our sacred human responsibility. Try not to become a person of success, but rather try to become a person of value. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new. The art of love is largely the art of persistence. My life is my argument. The art of love is largely the art of persistence. My life is my argument. I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know. The only ones among you who will be truly happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. Example is not the main thing in influencing others. It is the only thing. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. Do something wonderful. People may imitate it. Friends, you don't need more than your few close ones. The sun's rays do not burn until brought to a focus. It's not about better time management. It's about better life management. The deepest sin against the human mind is to believe things without evidence. Facts do not cease to exist because they are ignored. Experience is not what happens to you. It's what you do with what happens to you. The quality of life is more important than life itself. No one who achieves success does so without the help of others. The wise and confident acknowledge this help with gratitude. The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. Life is what happens to us while we are making other plans. The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. You are imperfect, permanently and inevitably flawed, and you are beautiful. Change the world by being yourself. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Good things happen to those who hustle. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. You cannot save people. You can just love them. If the path be beautiful, let us not ask where it leads. Shyness has a strange element of narcissism, a belief that how we look, how we perform, is truly important to other people. Be faithful to that which exists within yourself. Teamwork is the ability to work together toward a common vision, the ability to direct individual accomplishments toward organizational objectives. It is the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results. If you want to be happy, set a goal that commands your thoughts, liberates your energy, and inspires your hopes. Most people find change difficult to accept, sometimes for good reasons, sometimes because of plain old inertia. There is one technique that you must use if you want people to listen to you. Listen to them. One man with courage makes a majority. Don't settle for average. Bring your best to the moment. Then, whether it fails or succeeds, at least you know you gave all you had. I'm sick to death of people saying we've made 11 albums that sound exactly the same. In fact, we've made 12 albums that sound exactly the same. The end result of kindness is that it draws people to you. Think of all the beauty still left around you and be happy. I don't think of all the misery, but of the beauty that still remains. The best remedy for those who are afraid, lonely, or unhappy is to go outside, somewhere where they can be quiet, alone with the heavens, nature, and God. As long as this exists, and it certainly always will, then there will be comfort for every sorrow, whatever the circumstances may be. No one has ever become poor by giving. Don't look at your feet to see if you are doing it right. Just dance. One can never pay in gratitude. One can only pay in kind somewhere else in life. If you are willing to do more than you are paid to do, eventually you will be paid to do more than you do. The most important things in life aren't things. Treasure your relationships, not your possessions. If you want to build a ship, don't drum up the men to gather wood, divide the work, and give orders. Instead, teach them to yearn for the vast and endless sea. There is only one thing more painful than learning from experience, and that is not learning from experience. I can't tell you how many times I've been given a no, only to find that a better, brighter, bigger yes was right around the corner. Always make a total effort, even when the odds are against you. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. We must reach out our hand in friendship and dignity, both to those who would befriend us and those who would be our enemy. One important key to success is self-confidence. An important key to self-confidence is preparation. The limits of the possible can only be defined by going beyond them into the impossible. The only way of discovering the limits of the possible is to venture a little way past them into the impossible. A happy soul is the best shield for a cruel world. Go forth on your path, as it exists only through your walking. God provides the wind, but man must raise the sails. Love the sinner and hate the sin. There is no saint without a past, no sinner without a future. Take the attitude of a student. Never be too big to ask questions. Never know too much to learn something new. Simplicity is the soul of efficiency. I swear, by my life and my love of it, that I will never live for the sake of another man, nor ask another man to live for mine. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me. The truth is not for all men, but only for those who seek it. Happiness is that state of consciousness which proceeds from the achievement of one's values. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me. A failure is not always a mistake. It may simply be the best one can do under the circumstances. The real mistake is to stop trying. Education is what survives when what has been learnt has been forgotten. The way positive reinforcement is carried out is more important than the amount. Every strike brings me closer to the next home run. Be content to act and leave the talking to others. I have stood on a mountain of no's for one yes. Low self-confidence isn't a life sentence. Self-confidence can be learned, practiced, and mastered, just like any other skill. Once you master it, everything in your life will change for the better. They who can give up essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. One secret of success in life is for a man to be ready for his opportunity when it comes. The fool wonders, the wise man asks. He that can have patience can have what he will. Absence sharpens love, presence strengthens it. Time is money. Lost time is never found again. Who is rich? He that rejoices in his portion. An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. The art of living lies less in eliminating our troubles than growing with them. Blessed are those who can give without remembering and take without forgetting. Power isn't control at all. Power is strength, and giving that strength to others. A leader isn't someone who forces others to make him stronger. A leader is someone willing to give his strength to others, that they may have the strength to stand on their own. A leader isn't someone who forces others to make him stronger. A leader is someone willing to give his strength to others, so that they may have the strength to stand on their own. One can never pay in gratitude. One can only pay in kind somewhere else in life. If you are willing to do more than you are paid to do, eventually you will be paid to do more than you do. The most important things in life aren't things. Treasure your relationships, not your possessions. If you want to build a ship, don't drum up the men to gather wood, divide the work, and give orders. Instead, teach them to yearn for the vast and endless sea. There is only one thing more painful than learning from experience, and that is not learning from experience. I can't tell you how many times I've been given a no, only to find that a better, brighter, bigger yes was right around the corner. Always make a total effort, even when the odds are against you. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. We must reach out our hand in friendship and dignity, both to those who would befriend us and those who would be our enemy. One important key to success is self-confidence. An important key to self-confidence is preparation. The limits of the possible can only be defined by going beyond them into the impossible. The only way of discovering the limits of the possible is to venture a little way past them into the impossible. A happy soul is the best shield for a cruel world. Go forth on your path, as it exists only through your walking. God provides the wind, but man must raise the sails. Love the sinner and hate the sin. There is no saint without a past, no sinner without a future. Take the attitude of a student. Never be too big to ask questions. Never know too much to learn something new. Simplicity is the soul of efficiency. Leaders are innovative, entrepreneurial, and future-oriented. They focus on getting the job done. Leaders are never satisfied. They continually strive to be better. Leaders never use the word failure. They look upon setbacks as learning experiences. Leaders set high standards, refuse to tolerate mediocrity or poor performance. Leaders think and talk about the solutions. Followers think and talk about the problems. Leadership is the ability to get extraordinary achievement from ordinary people. Make your life a masterpiece. Imagine no limitations on what you can be, have, or do. Move out of your comfort zone. You can only grow if you are willing to feel awkward and uncomfortable when you try something new. Optimism is the one quality more associated with success and happiness than any other. Practice golden rule management in everything you do. Manage others the way you would like to be managed. Reading is to the mind as exercise is to the body. Respect is the key determinant of high-performance leadership. How much people respect you determines how well they perform. The best leaders have a high consideration factor. They really care about their people. The effective leader recognizes that they are more dependent on their people than they are on them. Walk softly. The future belongs to the competent. Get good, get better, be the best. The key responsibility of leadership is to think about the future. No one else can do it for you. The 3 C's of leadership are consideration, caring, and courtesy. Be polite to everyone. The true test of leadership is how well you function in a crisis. There are no limits to what you can accomplish, except the limits you place on your own thinking. Your life only gets better when you get better. Become the kind of leader that people would follow voluntarily, even if you had no title or position. Confidence is a habit that can be developed by acting as if you already had the confidence you desire to have. The distance between insanity and genius is measured only by success. We can see through others only when we can see through ourselves. It's not the daily increase, but daily decrease. Hack away at the unessential. The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus. Always be yourself and have faith in yourself. Do not go out and look for a successful personality and try to duplicate it. If you love life, don't waste time, for time is what life is made up of. Keep going. Be all in. Pride is holding your head up when everyone around you has theirs bowed. Courage is what makes you do it. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. In our lives, change is unavoidable. Loss is unavoidable. In the adaptability and ease with which we experience change lies our happiness and freedom. The secret of health for both mind and body is not to mourn for the past, worry about the future, or anticipate troubles, but to live in the present moment, wisely and earnestly. Let us rise up and be thankful. For if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So, let us all be thankful. You yourself, as much as anyone in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Enough is a feast. It's not your job to like me, it's mine. Make a Friday a day to celebrate work well done, that you can be proud of knowing that you just didn't put in time to the next paycheck. We are what we believe we are. True humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking of yourself less. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Though no one can go back and make a brand new start, anyone can start from now and make a brand new ending. Life really does begin at 40. Up until then, you are just doing research. Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness, and the word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. It is far better to take things as they come along with patience and equanimity. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known. Nothing happens unless first we dream. If you carry joy in your heart, you can heal any moment. When you leave work on Friday, leave work. Don't let technology follow you throughout your weekend. Take a break. You will be more refreshed to begin the work week if you have had a break. You have to die a few times before you can really live. The less I needed, the better I felt. Can you remember who you were before the world told you who you should be? It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. Ignorance more frequently begets confidence than does knowledge. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. We forge the chains we wear in life. Reflect upon your present blessings, of which every man has many, not on your past misfortunes, of which all men have some. Keep on going, and the chances are that you will stumble on something, perhaps when you are least expecting it. I have never heard of anyone ever stumbling on something sitting down. The way to develop the best that is in a person is by appreciation and encouragement. If it matters to you, you'll find a way. It is remarkable how much long-term advantage people like us have gotten by trying to be consistently not stupid instead of trying to be very intelligent. I avoid looking forward or backward and try to keep looking upward. If the decisions you make about where you invest your blood, sweat, and tears are not consistent with the person you aspire to be, you'll never become that person. In order to be irreplaceable, one must always be different. Beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. Being responsible sometimes means pissing people off. The day the soldiers stop bringing you their problems is the day You stopped leading them. They have either lost confidence that you can help them or concluded that you do not care. Either case is a failure of leadership. The road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. To see what is right and not do is a lack of courage. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. The object of the superior man is truth. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. A man who has committed a mistake and doesn't correct it is committing another mistake. People's passion and desire for authenticity is strong. Nature has given us all the pieces required to achieve exceptional wellness and health, but has left it to us to put these pieces together. When a woman becomes her own best friend, life is easier. You can be the ripest, juiciest peach in the world, and there's still going to be somebody who hates peaches. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. Success is just a war of attrition. Sure, there's an element of talent you should probably possess, but if you just stick around long enough, eventually something is going to happen. Inspiration comes from within. One has to be positive. When you're positive, good things happen. In the midst of movement and chaos, keep stillness inside of you. Happiness resides not in possessions and not in gold. Happiness dwells in the soul. A dream is your creative vision for your life in the future. Happiness cannot be traveled to, owned, earned, worn, or consumed. Happiness is the spiritual experience of living every minute with love, grace, and gratitude. Success? I don't know what that word means. I'm happy. But success, that goes back to what in somebody's eyes success means. For me, success is inner peace. That's a good day for me. The human soul needs actual beauty more than bread. Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. Love is the absence of judgment. Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible. My religion is very simple. My religion is kindness. The very purpose of our life is to seek happiness. If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. Develop success from failures. Discouragement and failure are two of the surest stepping stones to success. The successful man will profit from his mistakes and try again in a different way. People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they are doing. Success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. Money is neither my God nor my devil. It is a form of energy that tends to make us more of who we already are, whether it's greedy or loving. Beauty awakens the soul to act. Much of the stress that people feel doesn't come from having too much to do. It comes from not finishing what they've started. Don't you love the Oxford Dictionary? When I first read it, I thought it was a really long poem about everything. A successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him. A successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him. Owning things has a cost, and money is the least of it. Mondays are the start of the work week, which offer new beginnings 52 times a year. The standard you walk past is the standard you accept. Don't bunt. Aim out of the ballpark. Aim for the company of immortals. True friendship comes when the silence between two people is comfortable. Success is just a war of attrition. Sure, there's an element of talent you should probably possess, but if you just stick around long enough, eventually something is going to happen. Inspiration comes from within yourself. One has to be positive. When you're positive, good things happen. In the midst of movement and chaos, keep stillness inside of you. Happiness resides not in possessions and not in gold. Happiness dwells in the soul. A dream is your creative vision for your life in the future. Happiness cannot be traveled to, owned, earned, worn, or consumed. Happiness is the spiritual experience of living every minute with love, grace, and gratitude. Success? I don't know what that word means. I'm happy. But success? That goes back to what in somebody's eyes success means. For me, success is inner peace. That's a good day for me. I don't want to get to the end of my life and find that I lived just the length of it. I want to have lived the width of it as well. Nature has given us all the pieces required to achieve exceptional wellness and health, but has left it to us to put these pieces together. When a woman becomes her own best friend, life is easier. You carry the passport to your own happiness. In ordinary life, we hardly realize that we receive a great deal more than we give, and that it is only with gratitude that life becomes rich. You can be the ripest, juiciest peach in the world, and there's still going to be somebody who hates peaches. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. I think it's intoxicating when somebody is so unapologetically who they are. What you lack in talent can be made up with desire, hustle, and giving 110% all the time. Leadership is an action, not a position. Gratitude is riches. Complaint is poverty. To know how much there is to know is the beginning of learning to live. If you really want to understand something, the best way is to try and explain it to someone else. We are stuck with technology when what we really want is just stuff that works. The quality of any advice anybody has to offer has to be judged against the quality of life they actually lead. Sir, I said to the universe, I exist. That, said the universe, creates no sense of obligation in me whatsoever. Life is a lively process of becoming. Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. Healing always involves facing truths we'd rather not face, and accepting responsibility we'd rather not accept. You can have anything you want if you are willing to give up the belief that you can't have it. Tough times never last, but tough people do. Why fit in when you were born to stand out? Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. You have to be odd to be number one. You cannot be lonely if you like the person you're alone with. Never let success get to your head, and never let failure get to your heart. Don't worry about failure. You only have to be right once. We generate fears while we sit. We overcome them by action. You'll never get bored when you try something new. There's really no limit to what you can do. A problem is a chance for you to do your best. Life is amazing. Life is fucking messy. Life is what you make of it. Find ecstasy in life. The mere sense of living is joy enough. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. The greater the difficulty, the more the glory in surmounting it. Don't go through life. Grow through life. Life isn't as serious as the mind makes it out to be. The past has no power over the present moment. You are the universe, expressing itself as a human for a little while. Acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all abundance. One of the differences between some successful and unsuccessful people is that one group is full of doers, while the other is full of wishers. I never look back, darling. It distracts from the now. Life in abundance comes only through great love. A friend is someone who knows all about you and still loves you. Do not stop thinking of life as an adventure. You have no security unless you can live bravely, excitingly, imaginatively, unless you can choose a challenge instead of competence. When you give joy to other people, you get more joy in return. You should give a good thought to happiness that you can give out. Women must learn to play the game as men do. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. It takes as much energy to wish as it does to plan. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. To handle yourself, use your head. To handle others, use your heart. You wouldn't worry so much about what others think of you if you realized how seldom they do. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Remember, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. People are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out, but when the darkness sets in, their true beauty is revealed only if there is light from within. Light tomorrow with today. Accept who you are, unless you're a serial killer. Life got to be about more than just solving problems. Find ecstasy in life. The mere sense of living is joy enough. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. The greater the difficulty, the more the glory in surmounting it. Don't go through life, grow through life. If you don't risk anything, you risk even more. It isn't what they say about you, it's what they whisper. I never dreamed about success. I worked for it. Leave no stone unturned. I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees. One loyal friend is worth 10,000 relatives. Friends show their love in times of trouble, not in happiness. Forgive, son. Men are men. They needs must err. He who would travel happily must travel light. When you give yourself, you receive more than you give. Build your own dreams, or someone else will hire you to build theirs. The very essence of leadership is that you have to have vision. You can't blow an uncertain trumpet. For me, it is sufficient to have a corner by my heart, a book, and a friend, and a nap undisturbed by creditors or grief. I attribute my success to this. I never gave or took any excuse. My goal is no longer to get more done, but rather to have less to do. Our greatest fear should not be of failure, but of succeeding at things in life that don't really matter. For it is in giving that we receive. If a fellow isn't thankful for what he's got, he isn't likely to be thankful for what he's going to get. Give as few orders as possible, his father had told him once, long ago. Once you've given orders on a subject, you must always give orders on that subject. The best revenge is massive success. Seek truth, and you will find a path. Doing what you like is freedom. Liking what you do is happiness. Happiness lies in the joy of achievement and the thrill of creative effort. Men are not prisoners of fate, but prisoners of their own minds. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Gratitude is a currency that we can mint for ourselves and spend without fear of bankruptcy. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. Nothing is so dear and precious as time. Love is blind. Friendship closes its eyes. The essence of all beautiful art, all great art, is gratitude. We have art in order not to die of the truth. I owe my success to having listened respectfully to the very best advice, and then going away and doing the exact opposite. I would maintain that thanks are the highest form of thought, and that gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. Life is a question, and how we live it is our answer. Love your family, work super hard, Live your passion. A happy wife is a happy life. We forget that the 19th century often turned work into sport. We, in contrast, often turn sport into work. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. Everything you've ever wanted is sitting on the other side of fear. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. A lifetime of happiness. No man alive could bear it. It would be hell on earth. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Success does not consist in never making mistakes, but in never making the same one a second time. It is never too late to be what you might have been. Adventure is not outside man, it is within. Falsehood is easy, truth so difficult. It is never too late to be what you might have been. When you've seen beyond yourself, then you may find peace of mind is waiting there. You've got to get up every morning with determination if you're going to go to bed with satisfaction. A witty woman is a treasure. A witty beauty is a power. It's frightful that people who are so ignorant should have so much influence. Free speech is my right to say what you don't want to hear. There is no swifter route to the corruption of thought than through the corruption of language. However much you deny the truth goes on existing. Perhaps one did not want to be loved so much as to be understood. Happiness can exist only in acceptance. The further a society drifts from truth, the more it will hate those who speak it. In a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. A good plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan executed next week. You can if you think you can. Don't tell people how to do things. Tell them what to do and let them surprise you with their results. It is absolutely necessary for me to have persons that can think for me as well as execute orders. Education is the key to unlock the golden door of freedom. If you want to turn your life around, try thankfulness. It will change your life mightily. Peace of mind comes from not wanting to change others. Security is when everything is settled, when nothing can happen to you. Security is the denial of life. Your Monday morning thoughts set the tone for your whole week. See yourself getting stronger and living a fulfilling, happier, and healthier life. Silent gratitude isn't very much to anyone. I've searched all the parks in all the cities and found no statues of committees. The real business of life is trying to understand each other. Life is accepting what is and working from that. Trust yourself. Create the kind of self that you will be happy to live with all your life. Make the most of yourself by fanning the tiny, inner sparks of possibility into flames of achievement. You cannot plow a field by turning it over in your mind. To begin, begin. For me, the greatest beauty always lies in the greatest clarity. Don't be afraid your life will end. Be afraid that it will never begin. Focus on the journey, not the destination. Focus on the journey, not the destination. Joy is found not in finishing an activity, but in doing it. Leadership is not for everyone. Leadership is a lifestyle, not a position. Leadership is about those you lead, not who is leading. Only one man in 1,000 is a leader of men. The other 999 follow women. If you genuinely want something, don't wait for it. Teach yourself to be impatient. There is no truth, there is only perception. What's coming will come, and we'll meet it when it does. A leader takes people where they would never go on their own. I dream. Sometimes I think that's the only right thing to do. Taking crazy things seriously is a serious waste of time. The man who has confidence in himself gains the confidence of others. To anyone that ever told you you're no good, they're no better. Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Security is mostly a superstition. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. We can do anything we want to if we stick to it long enough. What I'm looking for is not out there. It is in me. Keep your face to the sunshine, and you can never see the shadow. True happiness is not attained through self-gratification, but through fidelity to a worthy purpose. When one door of happiness closes, another opens, but often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one that has been opened for us. Thankfulness is the beginning of gratitude. Gratitude is the completion of thankfulness. Thankfulness may consist merely of words. Gratitude is shown in acts. As a single footstep will not make a path on the earth, so a single thought will not make a pathway in the mind. To make a deep physical path, we walk again and again. To make a deep mental path, we must think over and over the kind of thoughts we wish to dominate our lives. Success usually comes to those who are too busy looking for it. It's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see. Live the life you've dreamed. Man is the artificer of his own happiness. The language of friendship is not words, but meanings. Time is but the stream I go fishing in. Simplify, simplify. I make myself rich by making my wants few. Rather than love, than money, than fame, give me truth. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. If you would convince a man that he does wrong, do right, but do not care to convince him. Men will believe what they see. Let them see. Live your life, do your work, then take your hat. Wherever we are, it is our friends that make our world. Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Chop your own wood and it will warm you twice. My best friend is the one who brings out the best in me. The whole secret of a successful life is to find out what is one's destiny to do, and then do it. When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. Time is a game played beautifully by children. We have a strategic plan. It's called doing things. I cannot give you a formula for success, but I can give you the formula for failure, which is try to please everybody. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. Life is largely a matter of expectation. Economized love is never real love. The more you judge, the less you love. Seek not greatness, but seek truth, and you will find both. The greatest gift of life is friendship, and I have received it. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Live your life as an exclamation rather than an explanation. I can calculate the motion of heavenly bodies, but not the madness of people. Kindness, I've discovered, is everything in life. Show up, show up, show up, and after a while the muse shows up too. Everything influences each of us, and because of that, I try to make sure that my experiences are positive. You are the sum total of everything you've ever seen, heard, eaten, smelled, been told, forgot. Happiness is where we find it, but very rarely where we seek it. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. The moment you doubt whether you can fly, you cease forever to be able to do it. A man always has two reasons for doing anything: a good reason and the real reason. Don't blow off another's candle, for it won't make yours shine brighter. For every reason, it's not possible. There are hundreds of people who have faced the same circumstances and succeeded. Don't worry about failures. Worry about the chances you miss when you don't even try. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. The only truth is music. You've got to know what death is to know life. The trouble is, you think you have time. The truth will set you free, but first, it will make you miserable. The dreamers are the saviors of the world. If you set your goals ridiculously high and it's a failure, you will fail above everyone else's success. The man who wants to lead the orchestra must turn his back on the crowd. Dream as if you'll live forever. Live as if you'll die today. For, as almost every extraordinary life shows, there is a vision, an ideal that calls. Life is a long lesson in humility. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. In my experience, there is only one motivation, and that is desire. No reasons or principle contain it or stand against it. fall 7 times, and stand up 8. Wisdom equals knowledge plus courage. You have to not only know what to do and when to do it, but you have to also be brave enough to follow through. I don't worry about people misinterpreting my kindness for weakness. Small is not just a stepping stone. Small is a great destination itself. I will not lose, for even in defeat, there's a valuable lesson learned, so it evens up for me. Sadness flies away on the wings of time. Rare as is true love, true friendship is rarer. Never give anyone the power to take away your joy. I invite everyone to choose forgiveness rather than division, teamwork over personal ambition. My aim in life is not to judge. Doubt is a killer. You just have to know who you are and what you stand for.